Welcome once again to the Way Network. It's been a long time. We went on recession. This is because we've been working out one or two things and trying to get ourselves more prepared to come with the next phase of the lecture. I appreciate all those who are trying to inquire when the next lectures are going to come, when the next teachings are going to come. We want to promise you that there's nothing that can stop us from giving you all the best from the Way Network. I want to thank you for your support, your concern. Those who thought we are off production or offline, we are not offline. We just have to go in recession and to reorganize things and then bring you the next phase of the lecture. I just want to let you know that we don't do things by our own intelligence. Whatever we do, we are not just doing things because we think we want to do it, but most of the time we need to seek inner directions and inner guidance as to what next to say, what next to bring out, so as our messages would directly be beneficial to the audience. So that's the reason why we've been on recession for some time now. But we have come with a new message and a new knowledge to give you a different dimension to our existence. I would like to thank all our audience, both local and international, those in Ghana, all over Ghana, Eastern region, all over the regions who are supporting us, who are giving us all the necessary push and courage in cash and in kind. We say thank you so much for your support. Now, all our supporters and audience outside the country, in US, Germany, Canada, UK, France, Belgium, Germany, I think Dubai, the Emirates, and all over the world who are supporting us directly and indirectly in cash and in kind. We want to say thank you for your support and thank you for your donations, because we strive on this support, we strive on these donations. We just want to say we appreciate your support, we appreciate your concern, and we are very much grateful. Today we are coming your way with another very sensitive topic that has been laid upon our hearts. And this topic is very sensitive, so we have to take time and really go deep into it to make sure that we give you the best as the best that we can. It's my prayer that I may be able to treat this topic very well to your understanding, because it is not any ordinary topic. So I indulge your patience, I indulge your attention and your connectivity to the level of consciousness from which I'm going to present this lecture. You see, your connection to mind consciousness helps you understand things that I may not say. We call it the silent message. So not everything that I perceive or I download, I may be able to express it the way I download it. Because the issue has to be that the limited language of man cannot adequately express the limitless nature of divine intelligence. So what we do is that we try to have or try to summon the most closest and most adequate expression and words to express that limitless intelligence that is intuitively directed to our consciousness. So that is why I implore you to flow alongside me, move according to the pace I'm going to move, and then be in tune with the wavelength of my conscious frequency, so that there are things that I may not explain it adequately, but you intuitively get the understanding as it's supposed to be and not the way I explain it. I thank you very much for your attention. Today, I want to talk to you about what I have themed understanding the spiritual intelligences, their roles, and how they help us ascend on our spiritual journey. We are not in this world alone. What I want you to understand is we are not in this world alone, and we are not in this world by accident. We are here governed by different intelligences at different dimensions and different spheres, and these intelligences are there to help us on our spiritual journey. We have the lower intelligences and when we have the higher intelligences. But today I want to talk about the higher intelligences, since we are all in the journey of going back to our source. What I want you to understand now is that our world is not too conducive, and we are entering into an era where our world tested and shaken based on certain cause principles and cause ideologies and cause energies which is trying to take dominion over our earth plane. And because of that, there's going to be a lot of issues, a lot of unfavorable conditions which is going to happen from this year forth. And in the coming era, the only thing that can make us survive and be able to withstand the conditions, the unfavorable, perilous conditions that are going to come forth in the subsequent years, is having adequate knowledge of ourselves and having connection with these intelligences that can help us go through this period with less ease. I just want to tell you that there is a perilous years ahead of us, and that is truth. There's going to be serious hard times, and you cannot imagine what we are going to go through as a people. And it's going to be really, really tough, physically, emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually. Because the intelligences that be that wants to the invisible negative intelligences that want to take absolute control of this physical consciousness, of this physical plane, our plane, are going to put things and measures in place that will make life on this earth plane very, very uncomfortable. And what is going to happen is that it's either you succumb to their system or their system will swallow you up. And the only thing that you have, the only option that you have, is either the option of succumbing to their system or having the knowledge of self-realization and being able to connect to higher intelligences. And by the help of these higher intelligences, you'll be able to withstand those days. Because there are so many things that are going to happen. They are going to strip us of everything you ever possess. Your money at the banks will no longer belong to you. Your houses no longer belongs to you. Your children, if you give birth, they don't belong to you. There are so many things that we are investing in today. In that time, we will lose possession and authority over those things. And the intelligences that be will take absolute control over everything within manifest creation. And the only thing they can never control is the personality of who you are. And that is why I keep on telling people who I have personal relationship and personal discussion with that if there's anything so precious to invest everything we have in this lifetime into, it should be an investment into the knowledge of self-realization and how we can connect ourselves to the higher intelligences into God realization. This is the only redemption and the only hope we have as a people in order to be able to stand in the coming era. If I'm talking about this condition which is yet to befall us, sometimes I stammer and run short of words because what I perceive and other masters perceive is not something that is a joke. And I can't have the adequate words to express the kind of condition people will be put through, the kind of hardship that people will go through. And if we know what is ahead of us, when I speak about it, it gets me terrified. But the hope that we have is that we know that we will suffice, we will triumph. But the point is that, do we have what it takes to triumph? And on the back of such knowledge and such incidents that's going to take place, I have decided to make known to you some of these higher intelligences who are there to assist us and grant us adequate knowledge and energy to be able to find our way and our path through these periods. And I can tell you for a fact, the periods are so perilous to the extent that the Bible describes that if the Lord does not shorten those days, even the very elect, when we talk about the elect, we are talking about people who are into spirituality or enlightened soul. The Bible says those days are so perilous to the extent that if the Lord does not, if the energies doesn't come in to intercept and shorten those days, even the very elect will be confiscated, will be consumed by the perilous energy that will be taking control in the years ahead of us. And we need more people on our planet, to radiate love, to get more connected to intelligences of love, to resonate more loving energy to the universe in order to suppress, to create a counter opposite energy to suppress the coming perilous energy which is about to befall our planet. You see, I always say that what I know about civilization is every civilization that is given to every dispensation, that civilization is supposed to make life easier and comfortable for the citizens or the people that lived or that are alive within that particular dispensation when that civilization and intelligence was given. This is the whole concept, this is the whole idea of civilization or advancement in knowledge and technology. But unfortunately, when you observe what is going on our world today, humanity, or let's say we as a people in this particular dispensation or this particular era, has advanced so much in intelligence, so much in knowledge, and so much in technology. But what people don't understand, or what I don't get about it, is this: the civilization and all the intelligences and all the technology and all the knowledge we are acquiring is not going for the benefit and comfort of the people, but rather this civilization and knowledge and technology is moving towards the peril and the destruction of the citizens in this particular dispensation. And people ask the question, why? Because life should be more comfortable when people advance technologically and are more civilized. But why is it that in our time, when we are living in the golden age, we have gained so much knowledge, so much civilization, but look at the life of the people in our dispensation, in our era? I'll tell you why. The reason being that in our era, civilization, knowledge, and technology has been handed over or has been tapped into by people who are not enlightened. And when civilization and knowledge and technology gets to the hands of unenlightened minds, it becomes detrimental to existence. Because instead of using the civilization as a tool for the collective good of humanity, they use that civilization as a tool for self-aggrandizement, to the detriment of the masses or the majority of the people within that dispensation. And this is, it's unfortunate that this is what we are facing as a people. Now we're having so many things coming up, and before we go deep, I'm giving you the preface so that you understand where I'm building on the foundation, understand where we're going, so that you take whatever I'm going to discuss with you very seriously. Now we are in the age of artificial intelligence. And what I know from my point of enlightenment is any form of intelligence that comes should be in such a way that it will be collectively beneficial, as I said, to everybody. But look at how the artificial intelligence is being designed. If you study carefully the way they are designing that artificial intelligence, you notice that intelligence is benefiting certain group and category of people. And this intelligence is going to make a lot of people vulnerable and impoverished. Because look at the structure and the role and the responsibility of artificial intelligence and what that civilization or that knowledge can do. You realize that there will be a time when a lot of people will go out of work. And we wouldn't need the services of certain people no more. And a lot of professions will be outdated. So if you are creating a technology with a civilization that makes people unemployed, I think that civilization is not conducive, or that civilization is not used properly in its essence for the collective good of the people. And this is where we are getting to. And if we do not do something about it, it's going to be a huge disappointment. Because the greedy and evil man does not really mind and doesn't care to burn an entire kingdom to be the ruler of the ashes. So if you are asking me, or you are asking in your head, but if they make all of us perish, what do they stand to gain? How are they going to run? Yes, that is how they think. In the level of their misunderstanding, they don't really care to destroy everything, to burn down the entire kingdom they aspire to rule over, only to see themselves as king ruling over ashes. This is the level of misunderstanding, selfishness, self-centeredness, greed, and self-aggrandizement can lead people. And this is unfortunately where we find ourselves. But the point is, are we going to sit aloof and watch a few people take over and destroy everything? The reason why, excuse my language to use the word, for lack of better word, the evil man takes charge is because the good men sit back idle and do nothing. And they think that everything would naturally become good. But understand the principle within manifest creation. Everything within manifest creation needs effort to come into manifestation. Unfortunately, the other side, the opposite side of the positive or the good, is putting all resources, all effort, all energy into making sure that whatever intent and whatever idea which has been conceived will come into materialization. But the other group of beings who are on the side of the light and the truth and positivity are relaxed. And we think that things would naturally take shape and be on course. But it will not happen that way. And we have so many intelligences on the side of the positive, just as you have so many intelligences on the side of the negative or the evil side. Giving the negative side so much information, and they are evolving rapidly and taking over. The positive side too have so much energy and so much intelligent beings who are ready to dispense knowledge, who are ready to impact intelligences that would make us ready and fortified in the days ahead of us. But unfortunately, how many of us are ready? How many of us are ready to sacrifice and invest? Because whether you like it or not, this day is going to come. Some people call it the battle of Armageddon, the battle between good and evil. Some people call it the apocalypse. Whichever name you give to it, that is human expression. But what I want you to understand is that it's either you are here or you are there. There's no middle way. And that is the reason why I tell friends and people come for consultation and people come to seek certain knowledge that where we are heading towards, the only relevant and reasonable investment you could ever do is to invest into your spirituality, is to invest into your development. And I tell them, I am ready to pay any amount for my development. I'm ready to sacrifice anything for my spiritual upliftment. Because they can decide to imprison your physical body and limit your physical appearances, but what they can never imprison and what they can never limit and what they can never suppress is the personality and the knowledge of who you are inside. And those days we are talking about is more terrible than you can think. A lot of people are interceding, a lot of masters are interceding, a lot of people are doing all that they can, but the energy they have is not enough. They need the support of the rest of the good guys in this world to come along and throw their weight behind what we are doing in secret, to elevate the earth consciousness positively in love in order to create an opposing force to this ill energy which is developing and unfolding so fast. So today, I want you to have a general idea where our world is heading towards, where our planet is heading towards. Some people want to take over our planet. Other beings from other galaxies, in collaboration with their cohorts within our physical space, want to take over our planet. And whether we like it or not, they have the agenda and they are working 24/7 in achieving that agenda. And we who possess this planet as our home are so relaxed that we think things are normal. Yes, I don't blame us because, well, if you are in your house, the thief or the robber takes 24 hours planning on how to break through your space and your privacy to take that which belongs to you. But because it has always been your house, you think everything is fine and it's your space and you are cool with it. But the intelligent man is always conscious of his environment, always making sure his space is well protected, so as there will not be a foreign invasion. Don't forget, the Bible says that the thief cometh but to steal, to kill, and to destroy. And these three things is what is about to befall our planet. They always tell you that the Bible is not from God, it's a fiction book and all those things. But I always tell them, in the Bible have all the predictions of things that are yet to come, which was predicted over 6,000, 4,000, 2,000 years ago. And who, without any spiritual intelligent connection to higher beings, can predict something 6,000 years and 6,000 years later before it will manifest? Universal, and you tell me it's a book of fiction. You may take it how you want it. The truth of the matter is that the thief comes but to kill, to steal, and to destroy. And that thief the Bible is talking about is not necessarily the devil you have been praying against always. So you that you are in the house, you that you are the rightful owner of that space, are you going to sit down for the thief to come to steal your belonging, to kill you, and to destroy you? Are you going to sit down to watch? That is the question I'm posing to you. It is within your right to make sure that you do everything possible that if you cannot protect anything within your space, at least you can protect yourself from that invasion. And that's why I tell people, if you cannot invest into protecting the universe, the planet where it's your home, which you are supposed to bequeath to your younger generation or your children and your children's children, at least invest in the protection of yourself. And that protection of yourself is the investment into your spiritual upliftment, investing into knowledge that teaches you how to meditate, investing into anything. When I say investment, I'm not talking about money alone. I'm talking about time, resources. Make time, make resources, make yourself available for your own development. At least you need to protect yourself. If you cannot protect the universe, protect yourself. Because we are going into perilous times, whether you like it or not. Our galaxy, our planet will be under serious pressure from within and from without. This is where we are getting to. And this is where we are. And it has already begun in a very disguised way. Sometimes when I look at people, they are wasting all money. Yes, it's good to go to school. They are wasting all the money pursuing PhD, and I laugh at them. Because you see, when you are ignorant of the direction at which a path is leading you, you just be on it and you think everything is fine and okay. But we are not in the time where you need to waste your resources and waste your money and waste your energy on unnecessary things. Because I look at people, they come for consultation. And I know very well that the very PhD, the very master's degree they are going to do will be useless in the next 5 to 6 years. Because they are going to have artificial intelligences that will be created to take off all those jobs. And they are going to do it better than you. Because they are going to operate and function on a set of programs and principles. And they are going to execute those principles and programs exquisitely better and very precise, because in that programming there is no fallibilities in those programmings. Because as human being as you have your own fallibilities. You are controlled by emotions and other elements within your being that sometimes your hormones and all those that affect the way you function intellectually and psychologically. But these intelligent creations of the AI functions on programs. They are just like zombies or robots. And how they've been programmed, that's the way they function tirelessly. So I see a lot of people go to spend so much money pursuing careers. Sometimes when they come and they consult, I just thought, okay, fine, it's good to do this course. But where our world is heading towards, all these courses will not be needed. Because there will be machines that can do it better than you are going to do it. Now, you all know about the self-drive cars. Now, you all know about, there's a program somebody sent me a documentary. And he said, look, Charlie, you were telling me this in about 10, 12 years ago. Now, it's here. And they sent me a video where you can write a whole book by just, within the span of 15 minutes, you can ask, they call it something chat, to prepare a book for you, prepare the content, get you the content lineup, and then develop the content for you, all within the span of 5 to 10 minutes. This is due to how do you call it? Artificial intelligence. Now you can make videos, do voice editing, special effects, all with this artificial intelligence. So when all these things are happening, know that you are happy using it. You, the media guy, you are happy using it, but you know that space of employment of media is going to crash. Because when I want to do a media work, I wouldn't need the services of a professional journalist or a content writer or whatever. I just go to that artificial intelligence software and I tell that intelligence what I want, and within the span of 5 to 10 minutes, it's going to create whatever I need. So what will be your position as a media presenter? What will be your position as a journalist? What will be your position as a special effect or content creator, what would be your position as a animation expert or a graphic designer, your job is going to go down the drain. You see, so we need to understand that technology and civilization are supposed to be used for the collective good of humanity. But when very few people who are self-centered and are greedy, who wants to rule and always be at the apex of the pyramid, have access to these intelligences and civilizations, this is what happens. And this can lead to the detriment and to the total destruction of our planet. And to make it more dangerous is now when you watch the internet, using the same artificial intelligence, the propagation of what they call spirituality all over the place without proper assessment of who is assessing that knowledge. And this order or this paradigm would also contribute to the rapid evolution of our earth space or our earth consciousness into absolute destruction. And this happened during the Lost Atlantis. People were so civilized, people were so much abreast with knowledge, but without enlightenment. And that civilization and that knowledge they acquired led to the destruction of the Atlantis. And this is the same faith our planet is facing at this time. People want to acquire power, spiritual power, but don't want to go through the basic requirement and the sacrifices of preparing themselves and going through the right tutelage before harnessing the power. And this is the problem. And this mindset of mainly the youth will lead to the ultimate destruction and will contribute to the ultimate destruction of our planet. Because before you hand over power to somebody, you must make sure the person is well tutored. That is why there's a statement within the spiritual space that when the student is ready, the master appears. So there must be a master-student relationship. And where there's a master-student relationship, there is what you call teaching or tutelage or mentorship. But now people doesn't want mentor. They come to you and, oh, what can I do? And they want quick spiritual remedies. And this is the problem on earth is being faced. So we really need to set up as a people and do what we need to do to help our planet, safeguard our planet. I know a lot of masters are trying their best. A lot of them are trying their best. But that best, not that is not enough, but that best is not having a collective support of positive practitioners, of positive people to bring that best of these masters into fruition. So please understand that where we are heading towards is not a joke matter. It's not an issue of thinking of how to amass wealth, how to have a lot of money, how to buy beautiful cars. Now they are making cars that when you buy a car in Ghana, somebody can sit in Germany and put off the car in Ghana. And when that car spoils, they have to transport the car back. So the world is being made small and will be controlled by a few elites. And what is most problematic is that what they don't realize is our earth space has its own intelligences that govern that space. And whatever they are doing contradicts the intelligences that govern that our earth space. Let me give you a classical scenario. Just one of them, or just one or two of them to make you understand what I'm trying to drive at. Before this foreign intrusion of this of the foreign intelligence, bear with me because what I'm talking to you about is very deep, and sometimes when you download, you finding the adequate words to really explain the way it is. It's very difficult. That's why I initially asked you to flow alongside my current. You see, before the intrusion of these foreign technologies or foreign intelligences, which are caused to our Earth planet, our great-grandfathers used to cook with earthen pot, isn't it? Now, this earthen pot, when you eat with it, because we constitute 4 elements, of which part of that element is earth and fire, water and air. This 4 element is what is used to mold the earthen pot. But the earthen pot needs the earth itself to cause the shape. They need water to massage the clay or whatever it is in order to cause the shape. You get it? And then they need air to cause the water in the earthen pot to exit and to dry up. And they need fire to bake it before it becomes an earthen pot. So this 4 elemental energies that control our earth space is the same element which are used to create this earthen pot. Now see what happens. Because the earthen pot or the earthenware that we used in those days were made out of these 4 elements, and this whole universal consciousness or this earth consciousness operates within these 4 elements or came out of these 4 elements, those earthen pots are not injurious when we eat from them or prepare food from them. And after the earthen pot is useless or is not useful to us, we just throw it away. The earthen pot breaks into pieces and goes back to the earth without any side effect or creating any environmental pollution or environmental problems. And after some time, we go to the same place and unearth the earth again and then get a new earthen pot. So our lives, prior to the invasion of this foreign technology and foreign intelligences, were in a perfect balance with the elemental forces from which our earth plane manifested or manifest creation came out of. I'm talking precisely to our earth plane because that's where we are, that's our home, and this home is want to be invaded. So I want you to understand something. Then the introduction of ceramics came in. Then introduction of silver utensils. We call them silver utensils, stainless steels and all those things came in. And then you have a stainless steel spoon or ladle. You keep cooking with it and you realize that you begin to develop iron filings because part of these wear off. And when they wear off, where do they go? They go into us. And it's causing all these kidney problems and all those things. But when those earthen pot, some of the earthen pot enters into us, it doesn't do us anything because our body itself comes from the earth. So all these foreign technologies, which does not perfectly fit into our earth space or our 4 elemental constitution of our earth space, are injurious to our existence. Before we were drinking from this earthen pot, and all those things, but now they introduce the plastics, and look at the pandemic. The sea is flooded with plastic, killing the fishes and the marine life, destroying the marine life and the faunas and everything in the sea. Our earth space itself is being kind of messed up with these plastics. Because these plastics, you see, are not absolute, they don't contain within it all the 4 elements that will make it recycle back to itself, because everything within the earth must operate within the 4 elements so that can go through the circle and perfectly fit in the balance. including our bodies. And the only reason why we can have a very small cemetery space and can bury thousands and millions of people over time is because that space, our body is made up of these 4 elements. And when we die, the water, the fire exits, the water exits, the air exits, and then the earth goes back to its source. And after some time, that place will be assumed. The cemetery place, they can assume all the dead bodies and everything, and then what happens? They can use it again. So you see, what these beings don't understand is that the kind of technology they are importing in our space does not perfectly fit into our space. That is one thing. And 2, that because it does not perfectly fit into our space, it has become a burden and a trouble for our space. And we need to do something about it. And that's the reason why you and I must put in certain effort. We don't have to think only about material things. It is good to have material things. It is good to have money. It is good to have a little bit of luxury. But it is not all about that. So please, this is what our earth is faced with. And we need to do something about it. And the only way we can do something about it is to be able to connect to higher intelligences that will give us the inner direction and will give us the understanding on how to go about these things. And this is the reason why we are going to talk about this in brief, very, very brief.